The symbolism and significance of "In God We Trust" in the United States. Abstract. The national motto of the United States, "In God We Trust," has a rich history and multifaceted significance. This article explores the origins, meanings, and implications of this phrase, delving into its psychological, theological, and historical contexts. The analysis examines the basis of God's connection to the United States government, the influence of religious beliefs on the nation's founding, and the role of divine guidance in shaping the country's establishment. Additionally, the article discusses the symbolic representation of the Eye of Providence and its association with the motto, as well as the controversies and negative connotations that have arisen around this symbol. The study aims to provide a comprehensive understanding of the complex and nuanced interpretations of "In God We Trust" within the American context. This analysis will explore the diverse perspectives and scholarly debates surrounding this enigmatic symbol. Introduction. The phrase, "In God We Trust," has been a prominent part of the United States national identity, appearing on currency, government seals, and various public institutions. This motto holds significant psychological and theological implications, reflecting the nation's deep-rooted connection to religious beliefs and the role of divine guidance in its establishment. Understanding the historical, symbolic, and interpretative aspects of this phrase is crucial for contextualizing its place within the American landscape. Origins and meanings of "In God We Trust." The origins of "In God We Trust" can be traced back to the American Civil War, where Union supporters sought to emphasize their attachment to God and boost morale. The phrase was inspired by the fourth stanza of the U.S. national anthem, "The Star-Spangled Banner," which includes the line, "And this be our motto, in God is our trust." The capitalized form, "In God We Trust," first appeared on the 2-cent piece in 1864 and gradually became more widely adopted, eventually being mandated on all American currency by an act of Congress in 1955. The motto signifies that the nation's political and economic prosperity is in God's hands, reflecting the importance of religious faith as a foundational principle in the United States. From a psychological perspective, the phrase can serve as a source of comfort and hope for individuals in times of adversity, contributing to a sense of meaning, purpose, and inner peace. Theologically, the motto symbolizes a recognition of divine guidance and providence, shaping the nation's theological perspective and acknowledging the influence of religious beliefs in society. The phrase, "In God We Trust," has deep psychological and theological implications that have been explored by scholars from various disciplines. From a psychological perspective, the invocation of God or a divine higher power can serve important functions for individuals and communities. Psychologists have examined how belief in God and religious faith can provide a sense of meaning, purpose, and existential security. Terror management theory, for example, suggests that belief in God and an afterlife can help buffer individuals against the anxiety and fear associated with the awareness of their own mortality. By providing a framework for understanding life and death, religious belief can offer psychological comfort and a sense of control in the face of the unknown. Additionally, the collective affirmation of "In God We Trust" may foster a sense of shared identity, values, and community among those who subscribe to the same religious worldview. This can have important social psychological implications in terms of in-group/out-group dynamics, moral foundations, and the construction of personal and national identity. From a theological perspective, the phrase "In God We Trust" reflects certain assumptions and beliefs about the nature of the divine, the relationship between the human and the sacred, and the role of religion in public life. Scholars of religion have analyzed how the invocation of God in this context aligns with or departs from various theological traditions and doctrines. For example, Some argue that the phrase reflects a Judeo-Christian, monotheistic conception of God that may exclude or marginalize other religious or spiritual perspectives. Others have explored how the phrase intersects with debates over the separation of church and state, the role of religion in American civic life, and the negotiation of religious pluralism in a diverse society. Theoretical frameworks from the sociology of religion, such as secularization theory and the religious economies model, have been employed to understand the sociopolitical and cultural dynamics surrounding the use of "in God we trust." These frameworks examine how religious beliefs and practices are shaped by broader social, economic, and political forces, and how the public expression of religion can serve to reinforce or challenge existing power structures. Overall, the scholarly literature on the psychological and theological implications of "in God we trust" highlights the complex and multifaceted nature of this phrase, which touches on fundamental questions about the human condition, the nature of the divine, and the role of religion in public life. Engaging with this literature can deepen our understanding of the deeper meanings and societal implications of this ubiquitous national motto. The basis of God's connection to the United States government. The basis of God's connection to the United States government and its establishment can be attributed to several historical and ideological factors. The Founding Fathers' religious beliefs, the moral and ethical foundations of the nation, and the cultural and historical context of the United States all contributed to the acknowledgement of God in various aspects of American society, including government symbolism and rhetoric. The Declaration of Independence, for example, reflects an acknowledgement of divine endowment as the basis for fundamental human rights, stating that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Similarly, in various letters and speeches, founding fathers such as George Washington and Thomas Jefferson made references to divine providence and guidance in the context of the nation's founding. The influence of religious beliefs on the shaping of the United States. Religious beliefs have played a significant role in influencing the shaping of the United States in several ways. They have provided a moral and ethical framework, shaped social activism and reform movements, contributed to the establishment of educational institutions and charitable organizations, and influenced political discourse and national identity. The Judeo-Christian tradition, in particular, has had a profound impact on the legal and moral frameworks, cultural values, and societal norms of the United States. The recognition of the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, a principle found in many religious traditions, has influenced the development of legal principles and protections. Symbolic representation in controversies. The Eye of Providence, also known as the all-seeing eye, is a common symbol associated with the motto, "In God we trust." This symbol, which depicts an eye within a triangle, is often interpreted as a representation of divine guidance, protection, and watchfulness. The Eye of Providence has a rich history, with origins tracing back to ancient Egyptian and Greek cultures, and has been used in various religious and esoteric traditions throughout history. The incorporation of the Eye of Providence on the Great Seal of the United States and its presence in government buildings and symbols have led to controversies and negative associations. Some critics have viewed the symbol as a representation of religious influence in secular institutions, while others have associated it with conspiracy theories and the alleged influence of secret societies, like the Illuminati. One of the primary areas of controversy is the symbol's origins and historical associations. Some scholars trace the Eye of Providence back to ancient Egyptian, Mesopotamian, and Greco-Roman traditions, where it was often used to represent the watchful gaze of a divine or cosmic entity. However, the symbol's more recent prominence is often linked to its use in Freemasonry and other esoteric or occult traditions, which has led to accusations of hidden agendas or sinister connotations. Theologians and religious scholars have engaged in debates about the symbol's relationship to various religious and spiritual traditions. Some view the Eye of Providence as a representation of the Judeo-Christian God's omniscience and divine providence, while others argue that it has been appropriated and reinterpreted by various esoteric and occult groups, potentially diluting or distorting its original religious significance. Historians and political scientists have also explored the symbol's use in national and governmental contexts, such as its inclusion on the Great Seal of the United States and its presence on various national currencies. These scholars have examined the political and ideological implications of the Eye of Providence's use in these contexts, with some arguing that it represents the foundational role of religion in the formation of the American nation, while others view it as a troubling conflation of church and state. Sociologists and cultural theorists have analyzed the broader societal and cultural implications of the Eye of Providence, particularly in the context of conspiracy theories and alternative narratives. Some scholars have argued that the symbol's association with secret societies and hidden agendas has contributed to the proliferation of conspiracy theories and the erosion of public trust in institutions and authority figures. Psychologists and cognitive scientists have also explored the cognitive and perceptual aspects of the Eye of Providence, examining how the symbol's design and symbolism can elicit specific psychological responses, such as feelings of awe, reverence, or unease, depending on the individual's cultural and personal background. Overall, the scholarly debates surrounding the Eye of Providence highlight the complexity and multifaceted nature of this symbol, which has been interpreted and appropriated in diverse ways throughout history. By engaging with the diverse perspectives and theoretical frameworks offered by scholars from various disciplines, we can gain a deeper understanding of the cultural, political, and psychological significance of this enigmatic symbol and the controversies that continue to surround it. Conclusion. The motto, "In God We Trust," and the associated symbolism of the Eye of Providence hold deep psychological, theological, and mystical significance within the American context. From a psychological perspective, the invocation of God or a divine higher power in the national motto can provide a sense of meaning, purpose, and existential security for many Americans. Belief in God and religious faith can act as a psychological buffer against anxiety and fear, offering a framework for understanding life and death. The collective affirmation of "In God We Trust" may also foster a shared sense of identity, values, and community among those who subscribe to the same religious worldview. The phrase reflects certain assumptions and beliefs about the nature of the divine, the relationship between the human and the sacred, and the role of religion in public life. The invocation of God in this context aligns with a Judeo-Christian, monotheistic conception of the divine, which may exclude or marginalize other religious or spiritual perspectives. This intersection of religion and civic life has been the subject of ongoing debates about the separation of church and state and the negotiation of religious pluralism. With its association with Freemasonry and other esoteric or occult traditions, has also been the subject of mystical interpretations. Some scholars trace the symbol's origins to ancient spiritual and cosmic traditions, where it represented the watchful gaze of a divine or cosmic entity. The symbol's use in various contexts, including national and governmental settings, has led to accusations of hidden agendas or sinister connotations, fueling conspiracy theories and alternative narratives. The motto, "In God We Trust," and the Eye of Providence hold deep psychological, theological, and mystical significance within the American context, shaping the nation's identity, values, and governance. While these symbols have faced controversies and negative associations, understanding the nuanced interpretations and historical contexts is crucial for a comprehensive understanding of their role in the United States.